Let's get something out of the way. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not unmotivated forever. But you've been taught to rely on motivation, and that's the problem. Because motivation is a feeling, and like any feeling, it fades. You can't count on it to stick around when things get hard, when the days are long, when the path gets boring, for energy to come, for inspiration to show up and light a fire under them. But what if that never happens? What if you spend weeks, months, or even years waiting? And that's exactly where most people get stuck. They wait for motivation to hit. But how to create consistent progress without needing to feel fired up? A mindset. A way to move forward without waiting for the spark to show up. That once you're in the right mindset, you'll finally start. But that mindset may never come unless you create it. You don't need more motivation. You need something stronger. You need a system. Because here's the truth. The most successful people in the world don't feel motivated every day. They just know what to do when motivation disappears. And that's what this video is about. Not just how to get moving again. It starts with understanding a simple but powerful idea. Action comes before motivation. And for that, you need to shift your focus from feelings to systems. You've been told the opposite your whole life. That you need to feel inspired before you take action. If they feel unmotivated, they wait. And the way you create it is by acting first. That means doing the workout when you don't feel like it. Writing the first sentence when your mind is blank. If you wait to feel motivated every day, you'll write once a week at best. But if your system says you write for 15 minutes every morning no matter what, you'll build momentum. Taking the small, unexciting step that gets the momentum rolling. Because once you act, your brain releases signals. It feels progress, and progress creates motivation. The mistake is thinking motivation starts the cycle. In reality, it's a result of the cycle. You move first, then the mind catches up. Think about the last time you didn't want to do something but forced yourself to start. Don't just try to finish a project. Become the kind of person who works through resistance. When you don't want to start, tell yourself you'll do it for just 5 minutes. That's it. After a few minutes, your energy changed. You were in it. You started to care. You felt different. That's not a coincidence. That's how the brain works. So the next time you feel no motivation, remember this. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. But there's more to it. Starting is one thing. Continuing is another. Let's break that down. Most people rely on how they feel to guide their actions. If they feel tired, they rest. If they feel stuck, they stop. But successful people flip that. They let their system lead, not their emotions. A system is a simple, repeatable process that works regardless of how you feel. For example, let's say you want to build a writing habit. You don't have to write something brilliant, just have to show up. Over time, you create consistency. And consistency builds identity. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts you can make. Stop chasing results. Start building identity. Don't just try to get fit. Become the kind of person who doesn't skip workouts. Your identity shapes your behavior. And the way to change your identity is through action. Even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Now let's talk about another tool. One that works when nothing else does. It's called the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule is simple. Set a timer. No pressure. No big expectations. The magic here is psychological. Your brain resists things that feel overwhelming. But 5 minutes, that feels doable. It tricks your mind into starting. And once you start, momentum usually carries you forward. Half the battle is showing up. And the 5-minute rule helps you win that battle. The truth is, discipline beats motivation, but discipline can be trained. And one of the best ways to train it is through simplicity. Start small. Do less than you think you should. Don't aim for perfect, aim for done. A lot of people confuse lack of motivation with lack of direction. And over time, that becomes more powerful than any short burst of motivation. Because every time you follow through, even a little, you strengthen your commitment muscle. Another thing that helps is clarity. They say they feel stuck, but what they really feel is uncertain. They don't know what to do next, and when you're unsure, your brain stalls. Just ask one question: what's the next best step I can take right now? That's why clarity matters more than inspiration. The clearer your next step, the easier it is to act. So if you're overwhelmed, don't plan everything. With clarity, without waiting to feel ready. Not the perfect one, not the final one, just the next one. And once you take it, ask the question again. This is how progress is made. One small step at a time. Let's also talk about friction. The more resistance between you and the action, the less likely you'll do it. So your job is to reduce that friction. If you want to work out, lay your clothes out the night before. Create an environment that helps you focus, not fight for it. If you want to read more, put the book where you can see it, because you've already made it easy to do the thing. If you want to write, open your laptop and keep the document ready. Make starting so easy that it feels automatic. On the flip side, make distractions harder to access. Put your phone in another room. Turn off notifications. You don't need more willpower. You need fewer obstacles. That's how motivation becomes irrelevant. The point is to act in spite of it. Now let's touch on something deeper. Sometimes the lack of motivation is not about energy. It's about fear. Fear of failure. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of judgment. You're falling behind if you keep waiting for it. This fear hides under the surface and shows up as procrastination. So be honest with yourself. What are you really avoiding? What story are you telling yourself about the task? And it all works. If you stop waiting to feel ready, you can name the fear. You can face it. And once you face it, you'll realize that action is the best cure for fear, because action gives you data. And data is more powerful than imagination. Your brain will always exaggerate the danger until you prove it wrong through experience. So move, even if it's clumsy, even if it's slow. The point is not to be fearless. And finally, remember this. Your future is not built on how often you feel inspired. It's built on how often you show up. Motivation might give you a boost, but discipline builds the foundation. You're not falling behind because you lack motivation. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Whether it's 5 minutes, 1 page, 1 set, 1 call, it all counts. It all adds up. So the next time you feel stuck, don't ask how to get motivated. Ask how to move. Because the moment you act, you prove to yourself that you're still in control. And once you feel that, even for a second, the game changes. You don't need motivation. You need motion. And that works every time.